Awesome. We'll record for those who aren't here. Well, officially, thank you and welcome to the SageCore Fall Remote Program. All of you being here have taken the first step to better yourselves professionally and stand out amongst your peers by having a global internship or an internship this fall. While some of you may be in classes remotely, others may be taking a gap semester. We'll get to know you in a moment. Before we get to know you a little closer, I'll just pass it over to our CEO and founder, Matt Meltzer, to share a few words, welcome you to the program, and let him take it from here.
Thanks, Jacob. Hi, everybody. Excited to see all of you and to officially welcome you to SageCore. I want to just spend a few minutes. I'll give you kind of the quick backstory on how this all got started, and hopefully you can take just a few nuggets from that of advice and frankly learning from my mistakes and what we've since built and the thesis that we've been able to prove time and time again. And Jacob will walk through some of this. Really, this all started when I was a little bit older than you guys, just graduating from college. I went to Penn. I academically worked really hard, not because I was really smart, but I was just one of those kids who always studied super, super hard. And I did really well, graduated top of my class, and the career services department at Penn said, "Oh, you don't have to worry because you have a high GPA. You're definitely going to get a job. The companies that come to campus, someone's going to hire you. Don't even worry about it." So I did no preparation for interviews. I didn't worry about internships, frankly. And I was literally the only one of my friends who went up on stage to get a diploma to become an unemployed college grad. And that was one of the most, honestly, devastating moments of my life, when it should have been this very celebratory experience. I was faced with sort of, the real world question of, well, what the hell am I going to do? It was a different time, different economy. There was no pandemic. And so I really didn't have any excuses then. And I ended up going down to South America, having no idea how that was going to help me professionally or otherwise, but it proved to be the most transformative experience for my career and my life. I became fluent in Spanish, came back to the US a year later, ended up going to law school and developing a practice as a lawyer representing Latin American companies because of this bizarre and unique experience I had had living and working in South America. I worked at the time, a startup newspaper, and I taught corporate English. And years later, the idea was to pay it forward and to send students abroad to do meaningful projects. In this case, with entrepreneurs who are starting businesses, and this passion project, just to sort of give back, started with 5 students in 2013. Jacob was actually one of the students in 2014 when he was a sophomore at Michigan to participate in our program. He worked for a startup company in Argentina doing marketing. Since then, we've grown the program to over 15 global cities across 5 continents. We've sent over 800 students through our program. And obviously with COVID, it changed the game in terms of our ability to get you to another global city. But what we found, even in spite of COVID, is that this program, this experience is ever more important and valuable, because even more so many students are not taking advantage of career development opportunities. And I was one of those students who didn't pay attention to that in college. And even more so today, because you have COVID, a lot of people say, "Oh, well, I'm just going to, sit at home and wait it out." But so as you'll hear us say, the fact that you all are taking initiative, being proactive, and really taking advantage of the opportunity, like all of these hundreds of students before you. It's going to be an incredibly valuable and exciting and ultimately impactful semester for you in this program. So thrilled to have you. Welcome. Our team is amazing. They'll be able to work you through any issues. You'll have real-time access on Slack as they'll go through. I'm also available, happy to talk further, and looking forward to seeing you all throughout the semester and watching what you do. Thanks so much.
Awesome. Thanks, Matt. So we'll jump in our team and introduce ourselves. But as Matt said, you're all taking the initiative to go above and beyond, either, fill what could be an empty semester if you're taking a gap semester, or supplement your studies with additional work and kind of stand out from your peers as well. And so kudos to you all for taking that step. And our goal and our job, if over the next 12 weeks, is to help you, get the rewards that you want out of this program, whether that's connecting you with our alumni through the events that we'll run, or just supporting you in your internships and making sure you're gaining the skills you need. That's what we're here for. So without further ado, obviously Matt alluded to, my name's Jacob. I am a SageCore alum as well, back in 2014 when I was in Buenos Aires. Before joining SageCore, I worked in consulting for a management and tech firm, and I worked at DoorDash as part of their strategy team in a growth capacity after they raised their Series C. So I've had experience with startups. It's kind of a theme for our team of enjoying and working with startups, and we like sharing that experience back. But as you go throughout the summer, if you want to, or sorry, the fall, that's a Freudian slip from this past summer and from normally running summer programs. As you go throughout the fall, and you want to hear about my career in any way, or want to talk about consulting or growth startups, happy to give some feedback and share my experiences there. But I'll pass it on to Megan to share a little bit more about herself, who you all have been working with probably most recently.
Yeah, hi everybody. It's good to see everyone's face. I've been emailing you all so much, and it's been so great working with you thus far. So as you know, I'm a program manager. I am your contact here throughout this entire program. Just a little bit about me. I graduated from University of Illinois in marketing and international business, and then I got my master's after that while working full time. I also went to South America, actually, which is funny, seems to be a theme throughout our team. But I went to Ecuador for 6 months. I was working for a startup there in study abroad, basically, and I loved working for a startup. It seemed like I was basically like running the company like for part of it, because I was like the only person in Ecuador for some time, and I got a ton of great valuable experience. So yeah, and then after that I worked at the University of Chicago here, and now I'm at SageCore, and I love being able to help students kind of get that jump in their professional career. And so I'll be your point of contact throughout the whole experience. But if you have any questions or anything in particular about my career path, or just want to connect with me or something like that, just let me know. But it's nice to see everybody's face, and I will see you soon. And by the way, Sarah is unfortunately not here today. She's out of the office, so we will pass it on to Liz then after.
Exactly. Yeah, I was going to say, Sarah's not here. So Liz.
Hi, everyone. So like I said, my name is Liz. I am the newest member to the SageCore team. I actually did their program post-grad. So undergrad, I went to Vanderbilt, majored in communications of STEM. And so then afterwards, I did experience lab at UC Berkeley. So I worked abroad in Dublin, so other side of the world from wherever else went. But I really loved the experience. I loved working at a startup, being kind of in that entrepreneurial space. So when Matt offered me a position at SageCore, I jumped at the opportunity to come here. So I've been working with them. I haven't really gotten to know all of you all, but I would love to do so. So I'm in the same Slack as everybody else. And throughout the semester, I'll be reaching out to do hopefully student spotlights with you guys, or highlighting your startup and kind of seeing how you're doing. So feel free to reach out at any time.
Awesome. Great. And so, you're all entering and joining the SageCore community. And what that includes is people who have come before you, as Matt mentioned, hundreds of students who have gone through the same experience, either abroad with a global startup, or hundreds like this past summer who worked remotely with a global startup. and have gone on beyond this experience to have jobs at great companies or land internships at big corporate firms the following summer, the following year. And so you can see here some of the names and faces of our SageCore alumni and where they've gone on to work. And it obviously is no doubt with the brands that you see here, these are some of the biggest companies in the world. And all these students will lean on their SageCore experience and the experience that they gained at a startup as something that helped set them apart when they were interviewing for these jobs and help them land the roles. And a neat little fact about our alums, obviously as you see here, is that 93% of our alums have full-time jobs within 3 months of graduation. And so that's a stat that we care about a lot and something that we hope to support you as you take this experience and are able to leverage it moving forward. And a lot of that will come on the back end of the program. We hold a call like this and talk about, okay, how can we reflect on what you've just done? But right now we're going to focus on getting you in position to make an impact. So going further into some of our alumni stories, this is Mike. He was a part of my cohort in Buenos Aires, and he went to Michigan and studied business. He did SageCore when he was going to be a rising senior, so after his junior year summer, which is kind of the summer that, societally we have a lot of pressure on. That should be the internship that leads to a full-time job offer or whatever it might be, or you have peers that are going down that path. And Mike went through recruiting and didn't have that internship lined up, didn't land anything, and said, you know what, I'm going to take this risk and go to a foreign country and work as, a student consultant for a startup and have this experience. And he came back and was able to leverage his experience at Cook App in Buenos Aires to land a full-time role at Accenture Strategy. And he's been there since graduation for 5 years. He's received a couple of promotions, and he still looks back at his time in Argentina as being foundational for his way to assess, data and ways to assess business problems and help him land the full-time role. And so as you can see from the quote, he says, I can without a doubt attribute my career success to the SageCore experience to help me stand out from my peers who follow more conventional paths. I can attest to this as well, that when you go through recruiting, whether you're, going to have remote in an interesting city next to the experience, recruiters want to know about, work experiences in difficult or different times. And they're going to be impressed by the fact that you've taken this leap during what is a difficult time for many. And so another alumni story, Noah, you saw on the previous page, she went to go work at Nike, but she was Dublin of summer 2016, Penn student like Matt. And, she was a sophomore and she was worried about getting internship experience because, sometimes it's hard to get that experience if you lack the experience, and you're rejected from offers because you don't have the experience. You say, well, how am I supposed to get it if I can't, it's this catch-22. And so she did SageCore and worked for the Irish version of Blue Apron called Drop Chef. And that experience working on their strategic initiatives and understanding supply chain allowed her to land a full-time role as a procurement analyst at Nike. And she's since gone on to be a product manager at a company called Aptio out in the Seattle area. And we have a bunch of alums who work in product management, which may be a career field that some of you are interested in. And as you can see here, her global perspective of understanding the nuances of how companies conduct business across the world and the scrappy startup mentality she developed are key aspects of what Drop Shop and living in Dublin helped to teach her. And so while you might not get the experience of living abroad, you may be working across time zones or across borders, and you're still going to get that global experience as a result. And so diving into the program and what you can expect as you embark on these next 12 weeks. So some of the words here you see: lead, networking, learn, try, achieve, are all things that you're going to be doing this summer. We're going to be having events where you're going to be able to network with SageCore alums or other young professionals. You're going to learn by doing and by trying different things. It's a startup adage that it's better to ask for forgiveness than for permission. So as you get assigned projects or get assigned responsibilities at your company, or you see an avenue for further success, we encourage you to try and expose these problems and build solutions. And if they work out, you're going to create real value for your company. And if it's something that doesn't work out, you're going to be in a position where maybe you say, okay, that didn't provide as much value as maybe you would have hoped, but you're going to learn, or the company's going to learn that avenue isn't as good of one for success, or you learn by doing. And it's better to fail faster and move forward than to not try at all. And so these words kind of embody the SageCore mindset and what it means to be a fellow, and hopefully are things that you're going to take with you throughout this fall. So moving forward, what can you expect from us? And, Megan's been your direct program lead, but any of us are available and willing to touch base and work with you. But you're going to have a full-time or part-time, for some of you, internship at a global startup. We're going to have virtual events weekly. Some of them will be alumni panels, some will be skill building workshops, some will be digital events run, and we'll share those out if you're unable to attend, the same way we're recording this for those who aren't here today. But we do hope that you're able to attend and encourage you to do so in order to get the full value out of each event. We expect that you can expect Slack responses from us within 48 hours, whether that's Megan or someone else in the team, support from your SageCore program lead, and then ultimately you can expect that you'll receive some professional growth and opportunity to contribute meaningful work to the startup. Everything you're going to do this fall is going to be important to the company. When startups are operating, there's no task that is remedial or too small. It may seem like in the moment that there's not a ton of value, but someone has to do these things in order for the business to operate. And whether it's you and it's something that maybe isn't the sexiest act or the sexiest activity up front, but allows the business to grow, keep in mind the importance of it and allows you to gain more responsibility in the future and moving forward. So SageCore HQ support, what is that going to look like? We're going to have a weekly check-in form that Megan will send out that allows us to check in with you, obviously, on how things are going at the internship, how things are going with the events. And we encourage you to fill that out and complete it so that we're able to step in if something happens. We can't fix anything unless we know about it. So if you're having trouble at your startup, if you need additional support from our team, if you suffer in silence, there's nothing we can do. So we need you to be able to communicate to us, what potential issues exist. You've had access to the student portal. We recommend checking out the how to work remotely again so that you can understand best practices. We know that you all might be having experience with remote e-learning. And remote work is a little bit different, right? E-learning, you're in class, but you may have a question that won't get answered right away, or other best practices for remote learning that you need to establish, such as a rhythm and daily schedule and things like that. So be sure to check that out to better understand that. And you'll have individualized troubleshooting from 9 to 5 Central Time or as needed. And we hope that you'll attend the virtual professional events and social events that we'll have curated for you to help you get the most out of the fall. So on the flip side, that's what you can expect from us, but what do we expect from you as members of this program? So we hope that we expect that you'll respond to all communications from the HQ staff as well as your startup supervisors. It's really important that you get out ahead in communicating, whether it's not being able to attend a meeting for any reason, you're going on vacation, or something else comes up. You need to be proactive in communicating that to both your startup manager as well as our team. We expect that you'll be monitoring Slack daily with notifications on. And we do ask that you react, at the very least, add a reaction to all communications so we know that you saw the message. Even if you don't have much to say, a thumbs up or an okay sign helps us know that you're at least seeing it. We expect that you'll attend all scheduled program events, and if you can't attend or if there's a conflict, that you'll let us know. And then, like I said and harped on the last page, clearly communicate any issues with your program lead in a timely manner. If you're suffering in silence, again, there's nothing we can do to help you. We need you to speak up and say, I'm having a tough time reaching my boss. Things are becoming too demanding. I have a lot of schoolwork or finals coming up, and I need to figure out how to communicate that to my manager. Those are things that we're willing to help you with, but we can't help you if we don't know about it. And lastly, we ask that you be respectful of all others at all times. So, you'll receive weekly event notices in Slack. It might look like this. It may be an invitation over Gmail, and you'll receive those. And please RSVP to let us know if you can attend or not and reach out to us. Some will be general assembly workshops. Some will be curated events. So be sure to attend and understand that those will be coming. All that said, what does support look like? So obviously who to reach out to is your program lead. In this case, it's Megan, but as we mentioned, you can reach out to myself or Sarah or anyone on our team. As for whether it's workplace issues, workflow support, or event attendance, please contact us about any of that or anything else. And as for where, right, you can reach us on email, you can reach us by Slack, you can reach us by phone. Our contact information is here, and you'll receive this deck, so you'll have these links, but you can email any of us. And if you want to schedule time to chat with any of us, our calendar links are right here. So you can grab 15, 30 minutes of our time, whether it's to talk about a work issue or just to talk about our careers, as we mentioned previously. We're happy to jump on the line and do that with you. So that wraps up the presentation. We do want to get to know you and for you to share who you are with each other so you can get a little cohort experience and get to know who's sharing this experience for the fall. But before we do that, do you all have any questions for us or for our team? Cool. We'll take silence as a no. I'm going to stop sharing my screen for now. And we're going to jump around the room and we're going to introduce ourselves, right? So just the same way our team introduced ourselves to you, we want you to introduce yourselves to each other. And we're going to start with Deep, just because you're right next to me on my screen. And so what we're going to do is where you go to school, what year you are, school and major, your year, and then where your internship is, and if you're not finalized on placement, you can say still finalizing. And then lastly, what you're most looking forward to learning or getting out of the experience. So school, major, year, internship, looking forward to it.
Yeah, so my name is Deep Patel. I go to Boston University. I'm majoring in economics and minoring in political science, and I am in the process of finalizing my internship. I actually had my interview this morning. So it went really well, but I'm still getting like the final part of it done. And I think the last thing was like, what am I looking most forward to? For me, mainly, like I just have never had the chance, I think, to work with a company abroad, and a startup especially. And sometimes I feel like a lot of the work experiences I've had have been with these larger institutions. So I really haven't had that much transparency in terms of like the management on top. But here with the startup, I really have the chance to actually work with the people who may, at times even founded the company. And that gives me a better chance to kind of gain some insight into not just their vision, but how they function and learn from them.
Awesome. Great. Perfect. Thank you, Deep. Catherine. Well, Catherine, Adam, Shadman.
Okay. Hi, I'm Catherine. I'm going into my sophomore year at Northwestern University, and I'm majoring in chemical engineering. And so I'm still in the process of finalizing, like my internship. I still have to figure out like schedule an interview, but right now I'm talking to a company in Amsterdam that's an environmental sustainability company. So I'm excited about that. I'm most looking forward to just being able to gain some experience outside of engineering, because at least last year, my freshman year, I took very like science, STEM heavy loaded courses. So I'm just kind of excited to learn some different things outside of chemistry and engineering.
Very cool. Awesome. Adam.
So I'm Adam Green. I'm a senior finance major at RIT, also minoring in international business. I've already started my internship with Startup Bootcamp. They're based out of, well, they're worldwide, but this program's based out of Melbourne. It's the FinTech program. And I'm just really excited to get real world experience in my field, I guess.
Cool. Perfect. We love Startup Bootcamp, and students have had great experiences there in the past as well. Shadman or Shadman?
Yeah, Shadman. Yeah. So I'm a senior now at Drexel University in biomedical engineering. I'm also just like really excited to just be working with a startup. I've never worked with a startup before. I'm just generally interested in just like that environment and that culture where just like a small team and you pretty much have the flexibility of basically learning the ins and outs of the entire business. That just really excites me. And I think that's something that I haven't had much experience in, but I personally would love to either one to have my own startup or just like continue working in one. Yeah.
Great. Well, we hope this experience will provide that. We'll go Gina, Milan, and Maria.
Hi everyone, I'm Gina. I'm going into my junior year at the University of Michigan, or I am in my junior year. So I'm starting an internship actually tomorrow with Tiny Toronto, so out of Canada, and they're a sustainability company. I'm really excited about that. My major is environment and organizational studies, and I'm just also really excited to develop more real life and professional skills, and also just like have an impact at a company like theirs. So
great.
Okay.
And go blue.
Hi everyone, my name is Milan. I'm a sophomore here at the University of Virginia, planning to major in math. And I'm still also in the process of finalizing my internship. I had my interview this morning. I think it went really well. And then I'm just excited to just get some like hands-on experience and just like build connections like with people like outside of the country. I think it's a really awesome experience. So I'm excited for that.
Cool.
Hi everyone, my name is Maria. I am a sophomore at WashU, currently studying systems engineering. I am still also finalizing the process of reaching out to a startup and finalizing the interview process and everything. I guess one thing I'd like to get out of this program would be to like build connections and gain some useful industry expertise.
Great. Well, hopefully the panels with our alums will help on the connections front. We'll go Heather, George, and Isabel.
Hi, I'm Heather. I'm a senior at Michigan State University. My major is advertising, and I'm minoring in public relations. I started my internship at Renzo Box on Monday. And I think I'm most excited, like this is my first internship, so like applying everything that I've like learned in the classroom into like real life.
Hello everyone, my name is George. I'm a senior currently on a gap semester from Yale University, double majoring in data science and economics. This is my second semester with SageCore. Had a really positive experience with a very cool startup in India over the past summer, and now I'm returning with SageCore, interning in a VC firm in Hong Kong called Q Ventures. I started working last Monday, and I'm very excited to get some real-world market experience from the firm throughout the semester.
Awesome.
Hi, I'm Isabel. I'm also a senior on a gap semester at Yale studying political science, and I started work this week as well, a company based out of Chicago called Blueprint Health. So I think I'm really excited about just getting like hard professional experience and like working on skills and data since Yale's very liberal arts focused.
For sure. Awesome. I know Danny very well personally, so it's a good company to, I mean, they're all good companies, but Danny's a personal friend, so say hello on my behalf. Cindy, Lotoro, and Matt.
Hello, I'm also interning at Renzo Box. So I knew what I was getting myself into. I just always wanted to experience what it's like to work at a startup. I know there are no set guidelines, so I'm ready for the challenges. I major in interaction design, UX design, whatever you want to call it. Like, so yeah, I just want to build my skills, expand my get to know more people, connect, network. So I can't wait to see what Sage Corp has to offer.
Hello everyone, my name is Lautaro. I'm from Argentina, and I am currently in Barcelona. I finished just a master in graphic design. I'm a graphic designer. And I am going to start work actually next Monday. So I'm very excited. It's a company called Atco. It's like a product design and training firm. So I'm just looking forward to get some more knowledge in my field and start working. I'm very excited.
Awesome.
Hi everyone, I'm Matt. I'm a senior at Penn State University. My major is agricultural business management, and I have a minor in digital entrepreneurship and innovation with a SMEAL certificate in marketing. And I'm really interested in going into Sage Corps because of like the new experiences I can learn, and I kind of want to just see where it takes me and what it leads to in life.
Great, and we'll close it out with Subasa and Nifemi.
Hi, I'm Tabasa. I'm a senior at Boston University studying computer science and Asian studies. And I'm also still looking for my internship. I think the thing I want to get most out of it is, well, obviously gaining experience, but also I really like the growth I can see in like a small organization like a startup and the responsibilities they give you. So I'm really looking to grow as a professional.
Hello, my name is Nifemi Akinawan, and I am a sophomore here in Alabama in Auburn University. I'm still finalizing my internship, but what I'm looking forward to doing is I'm looking forward to applying my skills that I've already obtained, and also getting like obtaining more skills and getting more work experience.
Awesome. Thanks, Femi, and thank you, everyone. And so, as you can see, some of you all have similar goals or similar experiences. Some of you are working at the same company, which is awesome as well. And you know, you're going to be sharing this experience with each other. So, you know, feel free to message each other on Slack. You know, Subasa and Deep, you both go to BU. Isabel and George, you both go to Yale, right? You or on Gaps from Yale. You can share experiences with each other over what will be hopefully a shared experience over these next 12 weeks. And so, like we said, you know, we promise to hold up our end of the bargain, and we hope that you will as well. Feel free to reach out to any of us, and we encourage you to share experiences with each other as you learn what works and what doesn't at the startup companies. And so, for those of you finalizing your match, you'll hear from Megan, and those of you that had your internship, she'll probably be following up with you, or already has today. And I'm sure she's thrilled to hear that the interviews went well. And you'll hear from us soon, and we'll have events moving forward, and so look out for those Gmail invitations and everything else. But for now, thank you all for carving time out of your days. You know, have a great rest of your afternoon, whether that involves free time or schoolwork or anything else. And we look forward to hearing from you and helping you have a great next 12 weeks with SageCore. So thanks so much, and take care all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you guys.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.